giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist your body and mine. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Let's not get ahead of my time. Oh, but I don't wanna miss you, baby. So I stand up and speak my mind. Oh. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're chilling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite.
Snap is back and blocked by Sutton. Picked up by Poe. There's nobody in front of him at the goal line. He's going to go all the way for the touchdown.
Who that nation? How you doing? Come on in. Take a seat. Sit back. Relax. Put your feet up. Grab a drink and let's talk Saints football. Y'all know what time it is. Time to keep it real. Let's go. Family, how's everybody doing tonight? Listen, it's your boy Dolph. It's not Who That Nation United Thursday. Had to come at you guys today. Ain't gonna keep you long. Listen, if you want to come on, I already got the link in the chat. I ain't gonna bring the whole pound on tonight. I'm gonna bring a couple on, maybe 1, 2 people on at a time, man. Let's discuss this week's upcoming game. But first, man, let's get down to business, man. The Saints today placed Marcus May and Malcolm Roach on injured reserve, all but ensuring that their season is over with 5 games remaining and being on short-term injury reserve. You have to a minimum of 4 weeks. So if they would return, it would be for the season finale against the Atlanta Falcons, a game that may or may not mean anything depending on this game this Sunday. There are two things that are going to happen this Sunday. You have half of us, who that nation, who want the Saints to just lose and not mess up the current position they have in the draft. Then there are those who want them to go out there and compete, and if they can win, win. Nobody wants to sit through a 5-12 season. The New Orleans Saints, for all intents and purposes, will not make the playoffs for the third consecutive year. And as I stated on Monday's show, the culture that they wanted to maintain, the culture that they say was one of the main reasons for them retaining Dennis Allen and promoting him to head coach in just under 2 years, has been destroyed by Dennis Allen, Pete Carmichael, and the Saints brass, who made the wrong hire. They made the wrong hire. This man was never the right person for the job, but we all talked ourselves into it. Well, he's been here. He knows the culture. He's one of the better defensive coordinators in the National Football League. You know, we talked ourselves into it. They did a bogus coaching search. Because you see Doug Peters over there in Jacksonville, they never even, well, they didn't have the class or enough respect to meet in person with a Super Bowl winning head coach, a coach that has gone to Jacksonville and has turned that franchise around. We sit here tonight, family, on this Wednesday, this hump day, and we have no idea where this team is headed. A rebuild is coming. How extensive will it be? No one knows. At the end of the season, the rebuild will be here, family. But if the Saints go out and look miserable this Sunday and lose to the 1-11 Carolina Panthers, that process could be sped up tremendously. I'm talking about right after the game. And that will make a lot of who that nation happy, who don't even want to wait to the end of the season. If Tampa beats Atlanta and the Saints defeat Carolina, you will have three teams in the NFC South at 6-7. But the Saints, for their pole division record and losses head-to-head to both Tampa and Atlanta, would gain no ground. Last year, toward the end of the season, it was doom and gloom. We were frustrated just like we are this year. We felt bad just like we do this year. And the Saints won 3 of their last 4 games. And of course, who can forget the last game of the season last year, which, by the way, just happened to be against these Carolina Panthers, where the Saints defense held the Carolina Panthers offense to a net 32 yards passing, but the Saints offense was only able to score 7. Enough is enough. We ran it, we fussed it, we screamed, and this went on deaf ears. But the act that many of you took this past weekend in the lower bowl section of the Louisiana Superdome, when you sold your tickets and it was a home game for the Detroit Lions, people are frustrated. People are tired. This team means a lot to to the community, to this city. I think some people don't understand that the bond that this team and this city has. The mood of the city during football season, you can tell that Monday if the Saints won or if the Saints lost. Don't ask me how. If you ain't from the city, if you're not from here, you won't know. But if you are from the city, you know it just is. So tonight, family, we're gonna be quick. We're gonna take a look at the latest injury report again. Sorry to see Malcolm Roach season end. I think Malcolm Roach was brought energy. He brought passion. He flashed a lot this season. I'm sorry to lose him, and the Saints are not better without him in the lineup. And say what you want about Marcus May. Marcus May was a calming effect back there with Tyron for that secondary. With Marcus May now out these last couple of games, we saw this past week miscommunication, but in the secondary, young Jordan Howden, a player that the team likes, and we as fans and as followers of the Saints, we like. I heard someone say today that maybe they should go back to Lonnie Johnson Jr. I think Jordan Howden's the future back there. You let him play. Not going anywhere, not playing for anything. Let that young man get out there and play and get his reps. Yeah, he had his moments struggling, but he also had his moments of good play. Which brings me to Trevor Penning. When's the last time any of you heard the name Trevor Penning? The Saints have buried this young man on the bench. That in itself is just an example of the failure of this team and the front office. Trevor Penning, I believe, has a future in the National Football League. Many believe or saying, well, he's most suited for a guard. Okay, I'll give you that. But let the kid get out there and play. Let him understand. Let him go through those wars. Let him lose some battles to win some. That kid to me was made a scapegoat for the horrible play of the offensive line early in the season. And last week, and also against, I believe, Minnesota, you had Landon Young. Why would you play Landon Young in front of your number one draft pick? Why is Trevor Penning not the sixth offensive lineman? Why is he not the jumbo tight end? When he came off injury last year, that's what they did with him until they started him the final game of the season. And he graded out pretty good. But every time Landon Young, and I'm about to get off Landon Young because he's not even worth my time. Y'all see it. We all see it. Every time Landon Young gets in the game, he gives up immediate pressure or sack. But you got your number one pick, a kid that you traded up for in the draft, traded draft capital for, and you have him sitting on the bench, not getting any reps at all during live game action. This coaching staff continues to just fail. All right, family, doors are open. Let's get on here. Let's get in here, family. And we got some family members coming in. I see you, family. Mocha, Chakalaka Khan, how you doing? Thanks for the $5, my brother. Come on in. Who that to you, my brother? Eric Howard, how you doing? Pelicans Nola, how you doing? Uncle Jerry. Uncle Jerry, how you doing? Who else in here? Oh, I saw my sister. She in here. Dana. Dana, how you doing? Come on in. All right, who else we got in the building? Who else? Derek Powell, how you doing? Come on in. Kathleen, come on in. Oh, we deep tonight. Uh-oh, watch it. About to strike. He about to strike. You don't even see it. Snake Bite, how you doing? Come on in. All right. 504 Code, how you doing, my brother? Come on in. All right, family. We got special guests about to come on, family. It's our brothers, and we think our season's bad. These brothers are dealing with a 1-11 team. They fired their coach, their head coach, before the end of the season. Family, please help me welcome the tailgate experience. Tailgate experience, how you doing? My one and only Q.
What's going on, Bubba? What's going on?
What's going on?
Oh, it's a rough season, Bubba. It's a
Black
rough one.
Panther Cat Podcast, man. Join the crew, man. Don't let them 5 wins fool you, bro. Don't let them 5 wins fool you, my brother. Man, so Q, man, listen, bro. I feel y'all pain, bro. But bro, at least y'all have a rookie quarterback who hasn't been in the league 10 years. Who wasn't supposed to be the best quarterback in a division that is lacking with QB talent. Um, so man, let us know, man. What's the pulse of Panther Nation, man? Y'all going through another coach change. I was listening to earlier today to you and Goat, man, and it seems like, man, y'all have an owner problem up there who seems to wants to be the NFC South version of Jerry Jones.
100%, man. It's bad when your owner is coming in here telling the coach how he think that you should put Bryce Young out there, or he's telling him, hey, work on his footwork, or hey, we got plays that you should be running for, Bryce Young. Now your owner is coming telling the coach with the 20 years experience what he need to be doing. If
Right,
that's not a mess, I don't know what is. And
right,
it's just one mess after another mess. We are the drama of the NFC South right now, Dolph. It's not looking good.
right. And right now the NFC South, man. Q,
Yeah,
the team that's going to win the NFC South, my brother, I still think will be under 500, man. I don't know if any of these teams can even get to 500 or over 500, bro.
I was just telling Wolf that yesterday, man. He Atlanta, and they sit in the top of the division right now. And I told him, I said, hey, man, what's your hope and what is looking like for you? And he, very optimistic. He said, well, hey, we can hopefully limp and get into the playoffs. And I said, well, brother, there's only been one team to go under 500 and had a shot
Mm-hmm.
at winning the Super Bowl. There's only one team, and
Right.
that is the Giants. And I don't think you got a all world defense with a straight hand, and I don't think you got an Eli Manning at a quarterback. So the chances of that
I've got a
duplicating
wing.
itself not happening, cuz not happening.
Yeah.
So that's where we at, Dolph. I mean, this division is so porous because we nobody has a quarterback that can take control of the division. That's the problem.
Right. And
I I thought your guy was going to be the one to take hold of the division, but he couldn't do it.
man, we were fooled. Like I said the other day, we were hoodwinked, we were fooled, we were lied to, we were misled. The guy that we got is a shell of himself. He's a head case. His heart and his mind is still with the Raiders organization, and it's just been a terrible season, bro. Not going through a 10-year quarterback, not going through your progressions, immediately checking the ball down. I mean, coming in here fussing, throwing players under the bus, not taking responsibility as the leader of the team, as the
Hmm.
quarterback, as the face of the team. Um, just not making the team better, man. Not just elevating the play of the offense. Now the kid done had what, two concussions in the last what, 3, 4 games, man.
Hmm.
That it's time to take that serious, man. But he worked out today. He worked on a limited basis, and from all indications, um, looks like he was taking the first team reps.
Well, Dolph,
It,
if I were you, I wouldn't even worry, fam. You
I'm
know
not,
why?
bro. I'm not.
You this next draft coming up has over close to 20 prospects that you
Right.
can get in here and plug and play. And when I'm telling you, you guys took the time to, you know, have your offense built the correct way. And if you was to go and get a quarterback, it would be lights out. I mean, think about it now. You got Drake May, Caleb Williams,
Hmm.
you got Michael Penix Jr., J.J. McCartney. You got Daniels over there at LSU. You
Hmm.
got Riley over there. Uh, I mean, you got a bevy of guys that you
Got
can plug in and be
got a long,
special.
yeah. Got a local kid that go surprise. Michael Pratt.
Okay, all
Got a
right.
local kid from Tulane. So we
Look,
got, listen, it's deep. Listen, and right now, like I say, starting out a lot of family members, they don't really want the Saints to win, because right now I believe we're scheduled to draft number 9. We're scheduled to draft number 9 in the league right now, in this year's next year's upcoming draft. So
mm,
a lot of family members like, hell, just let them lose out. Listen, but if they lose Sunday to your Panthers, which is a possibility with
that
how
ain't
this
no
thing going,
possibility, Dolph. Stop that
listen,
right there.
no,
Stop
it's a
that right there,
possibility.
Dolph.
It's a possibility with this team. I'm telling you, y'all got
Dolph.
a 50-50 chance of going to and win your second game this
We the
Sunday.
worst team in the NFL, Dolph. The worst team in the NFL. If y'all lose to us, y'all better start setting stuff on fire if y'all lose to us. I'm trying to tell you.
Listen. Did you see? Did you witness the dome this past Sunday? You see all
I,
it sounded like they was in Detroit.
Dog, you ain't
Yes,
got
sir.
it bad till you look up and you got one funk ass win. You ain't got it bad yet, brother.
Hey, bro, I've been there. I done been in them seasons. I done been in them 1-win seasons, them 2-win seasons, them 3-win seasons. I know the pain, bro. I ain't trying to go back to it. I'm not. So I know the hurt that they staying at week after week after week, finding ways to lose yet another game, not getting better, coaching lacking. And that's what we dealing with here, man. Despite winning 5 games, the Saints, this team has won 5 games despite the inept, bad, underperforming coaching. You got players now are just saying, man, we're not prepared, man. We got to be prepared better. We got to scout better. You got a defense that came into this season looked upon as one of the top units in the National Football League. And from week 1 on, they have been going nowhere but down. They've been on the downward spiral, my brother. And that first quarter, in the first 7 minutes of that game, it was ridiculous. It was embarrassing the way that team came out and played against the Lions. It looked as if the Lions would put up 42 or 35 before halftime. But to their credit, they got Cam got the guys around together on the sidelines. They toughened up. They went out there and they fought back, but they did what they have done all season. They
Mm,
just they tease you. They come back every time. They'll cut a lead to 2. They'll cut a lead to 3. They'll get in one score, but they can never get that one key stop, or they can never get that one key drive when it matters the most. When it matters the most. And it's been like that since last year. We're tired, man. Look, who that nation's tired of it. We deserve better. We're one of the loyalest, most loyal fan bases that there is in the National Football League, hands down. And for this organization to put us through this, it just is terrible. And shout out to
mm.
No Cap, No Filter. Cap asks Q,
Yep.
what tight end gonna be starting? Cause whoever's starting, he gonna have a career day probably.
Nah, he ain't. We got Ian Thomas, and like I say, he a sack of trash. So you ain't got no worries right there in that department because Hayden Hurst has gone down with a medical illness where he's
Yeah.
suffering, so he's going to be out Sunday. He probably going to be out probably for the remainder of the season because it seems like it's going to be a very serious thing that he's dealing with right
Mhm.
now. So Ian Thomas will be starting, and then J.C. Horn, or should I say J.C. Torn, will be on the field. He just got back last week for the first time after 11 weeks. So
Right.
we're gonna see what his heart looking like, what kind of condition he in. He suited up last week, but we're gonna see if he gonna take the challenge. You know, y'all
Yeah.
boys tough at receiver, so we're gonna see what that look like.
Ian Thomas started him in fantasy. I hear you saying, John. I'm telling you.
Man, his name ain't even on the fantasy list.
Listen. No, listen. It will be after this week. Man, the Saints are
Ah,
horrible against tight ends, man. They are the
ah.
worst team in covering tight end. Did you see last week Sam Laporta? 9 targets, 9 catches,
But that's Sam
140 yards.
Laporta.
Nah, man,
Sam
it
Laporta
don't
was a
matter who
great
it is.
prospect.
Listen, I'm upset. I'm upset about the tight end. The Saints not drafting the tight end anyway. Cause just like we were fooled with Derek Carr, evidently what we thought we saw the last 2 years in Jawan Johnson was a lie too. Cause he
But
has been an absolute no-show, and we passed up on one of the best drafts in the last 10 to 15 years with tight ends. This was the deepest tight end draft in years, and we came away with not a one.
mhm.
Not a one.
Uh,
We got Jimmy Graham. They finally they finally played Jimmy Graham this season
but
again.
fam,
Go ahead.
y'all got a prospect that I would pray to have. Y'all got A.T. Perry, bro. Come on, give the young fella some time, right?
Well,
Give
first
him.
of all, first thing he gonna have to do is understand, even if you think you forced started on one and then blow the whistle, just run the route. Second, he gonna have to know his plays. Minnesota, he didn't know what he was doing. Last game, he thought he false started, which if you look at the film, he did false start, but they just didn't call it.
Mhm.
What up, coach? Coach, which is not true. What's not true, coach? Put it in the chat. Or come on, bro. Let me know what's not true. So yeah, man. It's go it's gonna be an ugly game, bro. It's
Yeah.
gonna be an ugly game. I mean, we got James possibly go. We thought was possibly go play, but from what we were hearing today, Derek Carr was out there running 40 yard sprints and stuff and throwing the ball. Though he worked on a limited basis, it seems he got most of the first team reps. So it seems like they're gonna trot him back out there this Sunday if he clears all the concussion protocol. And yeah, we still haven't seen Shaq Davis this year. He's been hurt. So, a lot of people like Shaq Davis over AT. Um all right, Cap says a better OC will make Jawan and Foster look better. I like say Shaq Davis over AT. It's nothing special to me from him. His hand, speed, routes, IQ, dog, nothing. All right. T Dirty. Dirty say he want to lose the game, man. So man, right now, what's the listen? One thing you guys have been doing is playing good deep. Right now, your secondary, you guys are fourth in the league against the pass. So I'm gonna ask you this: is that due to the fact of teams' ability to run the ball on you guys and just not passing, or is it just the or is it the secondary just has stepped up its game?
Well, I'm gonna be real with you. When you lose your best corner, you lose your best safety, you lose your second best safety the entire season, and they're just coming back. You got to have one hell of a coach to be able to nullify the pass, like how Ajero Evero has done all season long. No matter who has suited up, whether it's Troy Hill or whether it's
Mhm.
any one of those guys or C.J. Henderson, you haven't been thrown over the top because you know with the 3-4 defense, you got an extra DB on the field, so it's not happening.
Right.
Um, but that leaves us vulnerable to the run. So, well, for every good game that we have not allowed many passes over us, we have been getting gashed on. 100 yards here and there. They're going to run on us. Um,
Right.
and so if you look at us, we number 4 in the past, but I'm pretty sure we're probably around 25th or 26th in the run defense.
Right.
But it averages us and gives us like what, top 12, top 15
Right.
after the two averages come together, which is very decent for a team that lost majority of its starters. I mean,
Right.
it's not bad.
But the
But
disparity in your ranking as a pass defense is, but in scoring, you're 31st in scoring. You're giving up like 26 a game. Why
yeah,
such? Why do you think such a big disparity?
well, because your defense is on the field 80%, 90% of the time, because your quarterback every time he get on the field, he throwing a pick six or he throwing an interception. So yeah,
I
I
hear.
mean,
Go ahead, Q.
it's so bad every time it's 3 and out, it's 3 and out, and then Bryce will come out here and throw an interception, which puts the defense right back in harm's way, and they get worn down quick. So therefore, look, you know it just as well as anybody know it. A defense that's out there majority of the game isn't going to stand up too long. It's going to be a bend but don't break, but then it's going to be eventually somebody going to give it up. It's going to happen, bro. And that's what we have going on around here, man. The defense is on the field way too long because the offense is just that inefficient.
So
What's
Q,
up, coach?
What's up, Q?
man,
What's
what's
going on?
going? It seems to me, man, that a lot of fan base, man, are turning on Bryce Young, man. I mean, he's a rookie, man. Y'all. I mean, on the offensive side, man, they really haven't given the young man much to help him out. So why so much venom toward this young man?
Well,
Is
first
it
of
solely to do with the season that CJ Stroud is having in Houston?
Everybody loves
well,
to hate you, dog.
I'm gonna be real with you, Dolph. That accelerates what the Panther fans are feeling right now. But the number one thing was we were lied to. Everybody was lied to. They came out here when they moved up. They went from 9-1. We were number ninth at the
Right.
draft pick, and then they moved from 9-1 to go up there to get this young fella, giving up DJ Moore. What's the number one thing that Bryce Young need right now? A receiver. You
Receiver, right.
gave up a top 15 receiver to get him. Think about it. Out of the Christian McCaffrey trade, what we gave up last year, second or third, well, we got second or third, a fourth and a fifth. You gave up those picks initially to get Bryce, and then he come out here and he looked like shit for most of the year. Bryce, he looked like crap. So now you're looking around, you missing DJ Moore, uh, you're missing Christian McCaffrey, you're missing your first round pick for next year, you're missing your second, your fourth, your fifth. And then you're looking around every week. He coming out here, Jesse Bates cross the middle, pick. Another pick, doing the same play. Then you're looking in the flat where he throwing screens. And I mean, he throwing off his tippy toes, Dolph. The cat is not even setting his feet to make throws. And people get out here and say, well, y'all shouldn't hate on him because they love the underdog story because he was media made. This whole
Mhm.
thing has been media made. They got behind this boy because he was the media face, the darling of the media, the young guy that's so sweet and innocent. Now
Right.
you look, his deficiency is showing on the field. At 5'8", 5'9", he can't see across the field. It's prototypical size for a reason, Dolph. We screaming
Mhm.
this every week. It's called prototypical size for a reason.
Gotcha. But let me say this, bro. I love y'all, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But this preseason, y'all was Bryce Young love, bro. Everybody was Bryce Young love, from the
Was you
coaches
watching my show?
to the fan. I knew
Was you?
some of you. I'm just, I gotta mess with you.
I'm about to say,
I gotta mess
I
with
was.
you.
Everybody on my show was AR-15. That's who we wanted. Now,
Right.
of course, the other part of the Panther world wanted C.J. Stroud. I could
Mhm.
care less about C.J. Stroud because one, I saw he was going to be good, but for us, the pick that I thought that would have worked the best with the zone run blocking schemes that we wanted to run behind this line was going to fit AR better at
Mhm.
6'5", cannon for an arm. That guy was going to get in our system and really take off. But because he's scared, I'm gonna be real with you. He was so similar to Cam Newton,
That's where
everybody
I'm about to
started
go.
panicking. They started panicking, bro.
Right.
Nobody
And
wanted to see that in Carolina.
so is it true that Tepper is the one, the owner is the one that pushed to have young drafted that scouts and the coaches actually did not want to take Bryce Young, or is that just a rumor?
No, it's true. It's true. It's been put out there because on draft night there's a clip in a video. I done played it 20 times on my show where the owner picks up the phone and say, "Hey Bryce, hey, I thought," he said, "I told you when I saw you at the Super Bowl, I was gonna take you." Now be mindful, he hired the coach a week before the Super Bowl, so he had done predetermined he was going to take this boy, and he was going to force whoever came through the door to coach this boy. Now
Right,
we know Frank Wright always go for bigger quarterbacks. Boomer Size and everybody on the Rich Eisen show, everybody
right.
comes out and says, "Hey, he has a type." They know him. He loves these bigger quarterbacks because he knows what time it is. You have to have the ability to see down the field and the ability to see and read defenses. And they sold this boy. Let me tell you something, Dolph. From training camp to the time they pick him, from training camp all the way up until preseason, he's the best processor. He's a mini microcomputer. He's
Mm-hmm.
he's just as strong as a 2-year veteran. He's just as smartest guy we ever seen at the quarterback position. That's what they were saying, right?
Right.
Now, why in
Right.
the hell you coming out here throwing 2 picks on the same exact play, identical, week in and week out?
So is it also a lack of coaching?
Oh, it is a lack of. Let me tell you something. Frank Wright was the worst candidate for the job. Like I said, I was not a Frank Wright guy. I wanted Jim Harbaugh, and I was the only lone cat, and I stood in that fire and I took it. I wanted Harbaugh when they had whispers and saying that they were at the golf course and they were talking with Tepper. I said,
Right.
do what you can. But the problem is Harbaugh wanted his own GM. And we have a yes man for a GM with Scott Fitterer. And Tepper was not going to relinquish that kind of power, having a guy in his pocket that can do whatever he wanted, to give that to Harbaugh at the time. So
Mm-hmm.
fast forward now, it's a year later. You done mess up so bad. You done give up all the picks for the future. Now you got no choice but to try to see what you can do to fix this mess that you done created. It's coming from being hard headed. It's a painful time to be a Panther because these motherfuckers making decisions off of emotion instead of football acumen, off of football knowledge, stuff that you should know. You don't go get Spud Webb at quarterback. Everybody knows that.
Call the
Ooh,
man, call the man spoil well. Coach, what
I,
you got for Q, man?
I disagree. You know me, I'm always the eyeball. I disagree with Q. I disagree with you some on the quarterbacks. Q,
Mm-hmm.
Bryce Young, and with the right coordinator, be a Pro Bowl quarterback. Let me tell you why.
You could take them.
You have to look at what you draft and what kind of system he comes out of. Then you have to go find a coordinator that kind of fits that kind of system. You can't take a kid and put him in a system that he doesn't fit in. You look at Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts first year in Philly, everybody said, "Oh, he wasn't going to be nothing." What happened? They changed coaches. They brought in new OC. What happened? Jalen Hurts, a whole different quarterback. Shanahan, why you think all the quarterbacks he's touched are so successful? Because he looks at what they can do and he takes the offense and he simulates and he builds around them. The whole problem, with the exception, I would say, in Tampa, if you look at Atlanta is stacked offensive, poor offensive coordinator. Derek Carr, he's horrible, but I keep saying this, with the right offensive coordinator, he can be coached up to play better because the right coordinator going to go in there and he's going to be like, okay, he's going to watch him in practice. He's going to watch what he's doing. And if that shit ain't right, he's going to get in his shit from start of practice to end of practice. Then if it ain't clicking, he's going to go to the coach and say, hey, this ain't the man for us, bro. I mean, the Saints don't even have an identity on offense. I was hearing you say about Jawan. What is their identity? Who they throwing the ball to? It's like he's slinging to somebody coming out the backfield, or he's throwing the shit downfield, and it's like a balloon, just Hail Mary. Somebody hope it catch for a bus.
Coach,
You
when
know,
he throw the ball, Jawan Johnson this year, Jawan Johnson don't catch the ball, bro.
Now I can't say that.
Juwan Jones don't catch the ball, bro.
Most of the balls are thrown bad. Most of his passes are thrown behind his
we ain't
receivers.
about to do that, bro. We ain't about to do that with no Juwan Johnson, bro. Ain't no excuse,
Most of his balls are behind his receivers or they're too short.
The balls he throwing to Juwan Johnson ain't been behind him.
So I can't agree with you on some of them he's dropped, but some of them just the quarterback is really the precision of the pass where it's supposed to be in that window's a window. And he ain't putting it nowhere close to a window for a lot of these kids. He hanging them out to dry. There's something he dropped. I won't argue that. So but a lot of car passes are horrible, and that comes through practice, bro. Reps in practice, and you keep doing that shit till you get it right.
So what you right now, the Saints. Ask you, how can you improve that with coaching?
It's the coaching. It's the whole NFC. Just the OCs are just horrible in the NFC South. All of them. You look at Atlanta. Atlanta stacked. I mean, Cordell Patterson. I mean, they got what's the boy, the tight end Pitt from played at Florida. Pitts. I mean, they're stacked, but what is their identity? They don't,
Well, their problem is a quarterback, number one, because they got Tyler Algier, they got Bijan Robinson, right. They got Wires. They loaded.
They loaded.
And they don't got a quarterback to put the ball down the field.
The coaching is just horrible, bro. Especially on the offensive side in the NFC South, the coaching is horrible. And I just think with Bryce, they just got to get the right OC to kind of move stuff in the pocket, put him in the system that he was used to, similar to that, the same way they did with Jalen. And I think he's going to be all right down the line, bro.
I watch this guy every single week, and I'm firm on giving a quarterback a chance. I try to be a fair person. And I assess, okay, what could he have done better? But every week I get out here and I watch this guy, and he's throwing picks off of his tippy toes. Let me tell you something. Coaching? That's intangibles, bro. Like if you drop back and you making passes.
But what I'm saying is, Q, you're not just doing this in the game. Those same passes you throwing like that, you throwing them in practice, bro. So the coach got to coach that up, man. You got to coach that up.
Coach, with all due respect, I don't give a fuck. I don't want that shit on my damn team. And I mean that shit. I would not have a quarterback backing up, throwing passes off his goddamn tippy toes. That shit is unacceptable in the NFL. They killed Cam Newton for not planting his feet and making passes, bro. So the last thing I want to see is this 5'9" motherfucker who can't see out here trying to jump and make passes and is going the opposite way for a damn pick six. That ain't no damn coaching. That's just a horrible quarterback who can't see.
But you still have to coach him up. You got to coach him.
Can you coach his eyes to see? Can you coach his height? Can you coach that up?
I mean, the kid, I don't see what the kid just need better coaching to me.
Well, how about this? We swap out. You give me Derek Carr, and you take this little summer bitch here, and you have him.
Okay, I take.
See how many games you win with him. See if you won't be tossing his ass out the next week.
With the Saints offense, with the right OC, with Bryce, I take him.
Shit. All right, you rushing your time, coach. You gonna be catching chest pains. I'm trying to tell you.
Nah, bro, it goes all the way back to what I see from high school all the way up, bro. Nobody's taking the time to coach anymore. Everybody just puts people out there and they just want them to know it's coaching, bro. You have to coach all the way up to the next, all the way. You just got to coach, and there's no more coaching going. You even see now the tackling is hard. Nobody know how to tackle. Everybody looking for that big kill shot, closing their eyes, just going
no hitting route. Nobody hits a route.
That's coaching, bro. That's coaching.
The number one thing where I look at with these young quarterbacks, especially this draft class, you got a guy in C.J. Stroud who went to supposedly the worst line in all of football. And with DeMeco Ryans, when they saw this, because in preseason, C.J. Stroud struggled. He struggled. And the number one thing what they did is they made adjustments. But the number one thing when you look at the Carolina Panthers, what we couldn't do was in areas where Bryce was deficient, we could not bring that stuff up. We tried to give him a run game. It wasn't happening. The plays that they were making, they claimed that, okay, the wide receivers aren't getting separation. The offensive line wasn't giving them time. I sit back and I count three Mississippis, 4 Mississippis, and he still got the ball in his hand looking. After a while, who can you blame it on? If the guy ain't it, why is this such a problem to say, hey, he's not it?
I hear what you're saying. Well, this is what I'm trying to say. You said 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, whatever,
3
right? That's what you said.
Mississippi,
3
4
Mississippi.
Mississippi. You can
Okay.
count them.
So this is what I'm saying. If he's doing this in the game, he's doing this in practice too, Q. Somebody's got to say, hey, this is what you got to do. This is how long you've got to get rid of it. If nobody's teaching you this in practice, you're going to continue to do that, what I'm saying.
Yeah,
He's
and that's
not
the
just
problem.
doing this in the game, he's doing this in practice too. So
the words that came out, Coach, because I don't know if you heard this that came out, they said, okay, let's focus on trying to get the ball out quicker out of your hands. And they said, okay, what's the problem? He said he can't hear or understand in his helmet what's going on. So they said, okay, take the wristband. Use the wristband and call the plays quicker and use a hurry up offense. You know this little son of a bitch say, no, I refuse to do it. This little son of a bitch here who's a rookie telling the 20-year coach that I refuse to do it. So if you stubborn as a rookie coming through the door,
I don't know. Like you give me an insight on something.
I'm trying to tell you how it's going. He telling the coaches as a rookie what the hell he ain't gonna do. Now be mindful where they do that at. But you out here throwing pick six after pick six after pick after pick, and you want me to have mercy on you.
So he's too proud. He was too proudful to do that.
Well, see, that's something totally
he way too proudful. Way too proudful. And now you got everybody around here talking about this offensive line is horrible. This offensive line ain't it. We ain't giving them time. He got plenty of time. The son of a bitch is stubborn.
Well, yeah, see, that's the insight on something different, man. Okay.
There's a lot of shit going on that we haven't started. Like on our show, it's daily, it's news breaking daily. We got people coming out of the woodworks talking about Tepper doing this and Tepper doing that, coming out doing F-bombs, cussing people out in the locker room because of what's going on. It's crazy over here.
Yeah, we'll see that. That's a whole
That's crazy.
That's different then. Okay.
It's a mess. It's a whole. Where do I start, dog? I don't think y'all got enough time in the day for me to start.
Man, I've been listening to y'all all day, bro, and it's crazy, man. But what I'm trying to tell you, we ain't far behind you, bro. I'm trying to tell you, we ain't far behind
man, y'all boy done win 5 games. Y'all way behind us. Y'all better.
Man,
one game, Dolph.
Bro,
and then you know what the worst part is when you fire your coach.
Y'all got defense. Mm-hmm.
When you fire the coach, you think that these guys would get together and try to rally, but the locker room is so far lost. These boys playing ping pong in the back, and you got Brian Burns talking to the media with his face balled up, hitting and punching players on the field because they're frustrated. You won't even pay this guy his money, but then you want him to come out here and play for the coach and not let him get fired. It's a bunch of bullshit going on.
Wow. That's crazy, bro. That is crazy.
We're going to have to get rid of all our young pieces, Dolph, because having Bryce Young, we don't have a first-round pick. So we're going to have to probably potentially look at trading Burns. Instead of signing him to an extension, we're going to have to hit him with the franchise tag and potentially go ahead and start trading him. Then we're going to look at probably trying to get rid of Derek Brown because we're going to have to get back in the first and second round to get pieces because a new coach coming in is going to fuck around and get fired again based on this team's talent if he don't get some picks in here to try to build.
So, Q, let me ask you this. Is the fan base high on possibly bringing in Eric Bieniemy as a head coach?
These boys are bringing anybody. I'll take a homeless man off the street right now. I don't give a damn who we can get in here.
That's cool.
So
we won in 11.
The reason I'm asking because who that nation I'm seeing everywhere Cap is saying it too about Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy's first season in Washington has not gone the way that we on the outside think. Shouts out to Corey from On the Warpad podcast. Matter of fact, check this out. I'm about to put this up there for y'all, bro. Listen what Corey
I think
said,
he
man.
was already. He was ready to go.
Check this out.
I think that stuff with the cancer.
This is how they're feeling in Washington about Eric Bieniemy.
That caused him to kind of move out the way. Let's see here. I believe you guys have your franchise quarterback in the building. I am Sam Howell. I hope so, bro. Yes. Yes, I saw this. The David Long comments. I saw the David Long comments, and they basically said that we're running a high school offense, and if you just take a guy, even if you're not on your guy, and you just line up with somebody, it'll take care of itself. That's how simple and feeble this offense is. This is how piss poor this offense. I've seen more complicated offenses at the high school level. I'm serious. And they don't even throw the ball. They don't even throw the ball half the time. They just run the ball. Yeah, I don't think it was all wrong.
So yeah, that's just some of it. I could play the whole thing, but I'm not. But I know coach, and I went on a couple other podcasts for the Commanders, man, and there are problems in Washington, and there are problems with the OC. Some
That's not
believe
my
he
coach,
throws the
though.
ball. He throws the ball too much. So you say he'll still be on your list? The
No,
same
sir. I told you my coach.
because the same thing. Let me say,
Floyd,
oh yeah,
Brian.
I'm saying this for everybody in Who That Nation. Go on these podcasts and listen to these people that cover and follow this team every day. The same thing we're going through right now with Pete Carmichael. It's the same thing that they are complaining about in Washington about every enemy who a lot of you wanted and still want to this day. So buyers beware. Be careful what you ask for, because you might just get another Pete Carmichael coming in here. So I'm just saying, man. That's what I need them to do, a thorough coaching search, not no half-ass search. They need to do a listen, I don't care who it is. I just want the right guy. That's it. I'm tired of, I ain't no more retread. I'm tired of, really, coach, I'm tired of retreads, bro. I'm tired of retreads. I need somebody who is the right guy, modern day football, a mind, knows how to use his players, like you said, knows how to tailor his scheme to the talents of his players, not force his players to fit into his scheme. And I think that's what we need. That's the type of person we need. And like you said, we need an offensive coordinator, head coach, or whatever that is, that has that fire, that's going to get on the edge, that is not going to let bad habits become the norm. They, like you say, if they're starting those bad habits in practice, look, listen, this is my last time. I ain't bring them up all year. I ain't bring them up in month. This is my last time mentioning his name. But when that coach was here, I ain't gonna say his name. When that coach was here, if they did something wrong, he'll stop the practice and make them do it again until they got it right. Everything we heard from last year listen, you got Colin Saunders, Super Bowl winning champion with the Kansas City Chiefs. He knows what a good head coach is. He knows what good coaching is. He knows what winning football is. Says that our scouting and our preparation is not good, and we're in going to week 13. That's another damning strike against his head coach and his entire coaching staff. So they have to move on. And I'm telling you right now, the process would be sped along if they lose this game this Sunday. I said it earlier, and I'm going to say it again. If the Saints lose to the Panthers this Sunday, Dennis Allen should not be allowed to go to the podium. He should not be allowed to go in the locker room with the team. He should be escorted. Him and Pete Carmichael and Ronald Curry should be escorted, all three of them together, straight to their vehicles where their families will be waiting. Get in their car, go home, go have some nice dinner, plan where they moving at, and go and get the hell out of New Orleans.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I agree.
Listen, bro.
Q, you're gonna be all right in Carolina. Q, give it time.
No, it's gonna take us 3 to 5 years to build this thing back over.
I said 3. I gave it 3.
All right.
They
Here's the
gave you
thing,
3.
Coach. Let's do it. How long is it gonna take us to build this shit up?
The
This thing up.
Saints.
Yeah.
It depends
If
on
you're a
the
coach,
coaching.
if you're a coach, let's say you're a coach and you looking at this team from the outside in.
But
What's the first thing when you look at your roster? What's the first thing you got to change about this team?
the quarterback.
You stuck with him your first year. Or do you say the hell with it? Let's eat that money and
I'm not stuck with him.
you could
We gonna
trade
eat.
him,
We gonna eat
eat
it.
that money, and then listen. If they eat the money, and then what do? You'll have to trade somebody. Hey, maybe you trade Taysom Hill. Maybe you trade Alvin. Try to offset some of that money. I'm just saying. So what do? Now you a coach. Q, let me ask you this. You the coach coming in for the Panthers.
Mhm.
When you look at your team on the offensive side of the ball, are there
Uh-huh.
any building blocks on the offensive side of the ball? You coming in as the coach saying that player can play for me.
To be real with you, and you break it down from quarterback to running back, I would say Chuba Hubbard is one of the players that could play for me at the running back position, but I
Yeah.
still would need a power back. Wide receiver, Adam Thielen is the only guy in here that I would say that could play for me because it's showing every week why he is here. The tight end position, we got 5 on the roster, and all 5 of them should be off the damn team. Uh, at the offensive, at the line, offensive guard is Austin Colbert is probably one of the best guards in the league. It's just the
He
rest of
is
these
the
guys
best.
here. You got to look at it on our team. He stands out because of what we're doing right now is a Rams zone scheme that they're doing. So
That's
no
a
matter what
nasty
scheme
boy.
he
There.
puts in, that big dude will put somebody in the ground.
That's a
Taylor
nasty
Moton,
boy.
right tackle, needs to be upgraded. Left tackle, we need to make sure that we continue run blocking. We got a run blocking left tackle. We need to make sure this guy gets fed. We need to upgrade our left guard, our
Justin McCray.
our right tackle. Well, that's what they got in there now, but we need to upgrade our left guard because it was Brady Christensen before it was
Right.
McCree.
Right.
Uh, and so we need to look in this draft and upgrade all the way around because it's just a lot of holes and a lot of deficiencies all the way around.
All right. And while we talking, I'm
It's coming, Q.
pulling
It's
up the
coming, bro.
roster,
3
man.
years.
Well, and the right coach, like a hardball type, can come in here and build this thing in two. If you take his time, do a little bit of trading back and getting some pieces in here,
Mhm.
you can make this thing happen in two, and then you can be competing. Uh, the thing is you got to make the right pick at quarterback. Coming in, do you take your time and do you work with Bryce or do you bring in a quarterback to push Bryce? Because from what you're seeing from a number one pick, it's been underachieving. I don't give a damn who the coach is, who is at the offensive line. There should be, this guy only has one 200-yard game. One 200-yard game the whole damn season. And we saw Andy Dalton coming in week 3, gave you 369 yards, drop back 50 plus times, and almost win that game, even with a bevy of penalties. So, I mean, Andy Dalton is a washed up veteran. Let's be
Right.
real. But he still
Yeah.
came out here and outclassed this young fella.
Yeah. All right, Q. Let me ask you about some of these young receivers. Some of these receivers that you guys took. A lot of Saints fans were hoping the Saints would get a hold on. First
I'll
of
be
all,
right back. I'll be right back.
okay,
Mhm.
what's going on with Terrence Marshall Jr.?
Terrence Marshall Jr. has filled out with each and every one of the coaching staffs over here. No matter which coaching staff here was, it was Matt Rule, whether it was because he was a Joe Brady guy, he was the LSU
Right.
guy that they brought in here because he was supposed to be coming off of that championship run with Burrow and the crew, but he
Right.
has never lived up to the hype because one, he stayed injured the first 2 years of his career, and when
Right.
he's not injured they're questioning his motor to play football.
Mm. That's one thing you don't want to be questioned.
They told this guy 2 months ago, hey, you can go seek yourself a trade if you want to get out of here. They
Wow.
basically saying we don't want you.
Right.
That's
And
bad.
looking at his career stats, he's played in 63 games for you guys. Well, 35 games. He's been targeted 109 times. He has 63 receptions for 762 yards and only one touchdown.
Hmm.
Wow.
It's not gonna cut it, Bubba.
That's a huge disappointment, man. A lot of people were high on this kid.
Well,
Now go
hmm
ahead, go ahead. Jonathan Mingo. I'm gonna go Jonathan Mingo next.
okay. Jonathan Mingo is a guy that I did not want. He
Okay.
was a pick that was given to us by Steve Smith, and you can go back and check the video draft night when you go watch the Jonathan Mingo selection.
Hmm.
He said, "Hey, Steve Smith told me to get you." This is what Tepper, the owner, told the
Wow.
young guy on the phone. Steve Smith told me to get you. So fuck scouting, fuck everything that has to do with going through the process of finding these guys. Steve Smith, ex Panther legend, told him to go and get him. And now this boy hasn't. They wrapped their arm around this boy, and he has been possibly one of the worst picks I have ever seen at the receiver position for us.
Right.
Because one, he don't have initial burst of speed. He struggles getting off of press. The release isn't there.
Mhm.
Now, what he does best is yard after the catch. But you got to catch the damn ball to get yard after the catch.
Right.
He struggled at doing that, Dolph.
Mm. So I think a lot of people looked at DK Metcalf and pretty much put him in that mold. Figure he had the possibility of possibly being a DK Metcalf clone.
No,
Was
sir.
that one? Was that one of the thinkings behind them possibly um picking this young man?
Well, it was a panic mode move. When you trade away your number one receiver to get Bryce in the building, they said, okay, let us go back and get a player just like DJ Moore, six
Right.
one. Let's get a bulky guy that's built like a running back that can give you yards after the catch. We want a guy that's particularly almost like AJ Brown or DJ Moore put together.
Gotcha.
And that's what they did. But the problem is you already had that on your roster in Terrence Marshall Jr., another 6'1", 6'2" guy built the same similar buildings. And why would you go and get the same type of receiver that's slow, having struggles getting off the lines? Press is one of his issues. It doesn't make sense. We should have went and got a speedy, shifty guy, or you should have went and got a tall guy that was vertical, that was able to get jump balls. You didn't do that. This is
Gotcha.
why I say this is the GM's fault for building this team so ass backwards.
Gotcha. All
And
right. So
Steve
let's
Smith had
go.
a hand in that too.
Gotcha. So let's go to the defensive side of the ball. You the coach. You looking at your current roster right now at the defense. Who on this defense you say is a keeper? What young prospect you see on this current defense that you would like to have the opportunity to develop?
To be real with you, I love this defense the way it's constructed, but Dolph, unfortunately, as much as I love them, I have to say goodbye to majority of them because of
Gotcha.
them being young pieces, catchy, flashy pieces, and they're going to be lure pieces to get picks. I hate to say it, but my guy Brian Burns is my favorite player on the team, and
Right.
unfortunately, his
Awesome.
name is one of the biggest names that's going to be caught up. Frankie Louvu is another guy. He's leading the team right now with over 89 plus tackles, solo tackles. He's a beast. He is the linebacker of all linebackers for us. Derek
Right.
Brown is the core piece in the middle, our nose tackle, beast. We just getting Jeremy Chin back, which Jeremy Chin is being played out of position the entire season. But I'm just gonna leave that one alone. But a young piece that I like on this team right here is DJ Johnson. DJ Johnson is an outside linebacker that they went and got somebody that they could potentially put opposite of Brian Burns this season. They selected him in the third round. A lot of people felt like he was a reach because they didn't want him particularly at that third round pick. They wanted another piece or another offensive guard, but I think he's going to be a great outside linebacker. Coming out of Oregon, he had 7 sacks last year. So, like I said, he's a guy that is a run stopper,
Mm-hmm.
but he can also get after the quarterback. So
He's
he got a nasty
270,
streak to him.
and he's
Hmm.
270.
Oh yeah, big dude, big dude.
Wow. Okay.
So
Cool.
yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I love J.C. Horn too, but he's this is his
Injury.
third year going in the fourth, and he injury prone, bro. And it hurts me to say it.
And he got hurt, what, week 1? If I ain't mistaken?
Man, he
What he
got
say?
hurt back in camp. He had a broke
Yeah.
foot, and they tried to mask it. And he
Ah,
came right back out and re-injured that same foot that he broke in camp.
man, crazy, man.
And then he got a
Crazy,
hamstring, and then this cat had 2 or 3 different injuries this year alone.
man. No cap. Cap says, I think, say trading or cutting our vest will cost us even more money. We strap only options to hit the draft, get young QB on 5-year rookie deal. Why? Let me say this. Why is everybody crying about this salary cap? It's the Saints. The Saints were over 100 and something $1 million over the cap. They went down to 70, then it went down to 60. So everybody's complaining. The Saints ain't no cap hell, bro. They can, if they want, they can move money. They can move players around. They can restructure contract. They can give signing bonus, and they can get whatever they want, man. That salary cap ain't nothing to them, man. That's why I just listen to people talk, and I'm talking about those who cover the team. Like, we're strapped. The Saints are in salary cap, especially those who don't cover the team. Think the Saints are just in salary cap hell every year. Now listen, we ain't naive. We got money and stuff we go have to do to get money off the books. But listen, if they want to get a player, they'll get him. They went after Deshaun Watson. They wanted him. They didn't get him. They wanted Derek Carr. They went out. They got him. They did what they have to get him. So any player that they want, they go get him. And my thing is this: if they do continue to have in the season with a top 10 draft pick, I look for them to package that pick with future picks and the possible current player, veteran player, to move up in the draft and go get the quarterback that they desire. And right now, I don't know, kid, is it Caleb Williams? Because right now we don't know who the number one overall pick's going to be. But when you look at this upcoming draft, and Q chime in on this with me, bro. Of
Yes,
of,
sir.
of this upcoming quarterback class, bro.
Hmm.
Who do you think, is it still Caleb Williams in your mind that is the number one overall pick, or will it be some? Put it like this. And first answer that, then I'm gonna ask you another question.
Hmm. I think the number one overall pick for Chicago is not going to be Caleb Williams. Simply because I think Drake May has had a better season. He's going up against better talent. And when we saw Caleb Williams, he lost to upper echelon talent. I mean,
Mhm.
as simply put as that. He's living off of that Heisman from last year, and then with all the decision making that he was saying, I only want to play for this team or that team or this team or give me part of the franchise. It's a major turnoff for NFL teams. So
Right,
all he's going to end up doing, I wouldn't be surprised to say that he wouldn't drop a couple spots draft night because the Patriots is number 2 right now. I would think that if I was Chicago, I would go with the safe guy, the one that has the physical ability, the 6'3", 6'4" guy that every week you watch UNC, he gives them an opportunity to win.
right.
That's who I would go with.
Gotcha, gotcha. All right, it's gonna happen. This happens every year.
Hmm.
ESPN, PFF, Fox, ABC, all of them. There's a quarterback that will have no business being drafted in the top 15 or even in the first round, that they're going to blow up. And all of a sudden, after him going out there to scouting combine and throwing his shorts with nobody in his face, just totally ignoring the tape, because that's what they do more. They just like they totally ignore the tape. they're gonna elevate someone to be a high draft pick. My example of that plays for the New York Jets. I never thought he was a first round talent. I didn't think he was second round talent. Really, I thought he was a full round talent. And he early this week he was saying that he wasn't even going back in the game. He wasn't gonna start. They wanted him to start. He was saying he wasn't gonna go back in. But now I see today that he says he will start. So what was your thoughts of Zach Wilson when he came out?
I didn't believe. I was trying to figure out what all the hype was because I
Yes.
watched Zach Wilson and I was not impressed. But the number one thing he always struggled with me was decision making. And I'll be damned if that's not what we seeing from him week in and week out. He
Yes,
makes the
sir.
worst read possible, and it puts his team in jeopardy every single week. Nobody struggled. Nobody asked. Nobody questioned his arm strength. Nobody questioned his pocket presence or anything. We all questioned his decision making, and it shows right now.
Right. And they're wasting a championship caliber defense. And
Yeah.
I know that's frustrating. All
Look.
right. Well, look, Q, my brother, as always, bro, I want to thank you, brother, for coming through, spending some time with us, man, dropping that knowledge on us, letting us know what's going on in Panther land, bro. And I'm
Yes,
telling you,
sir.
Q, believe it or not, bro, I'm telling you, you got a 50-50 chance this week, bro, with this coach, with this team over here, man. And
Dolph, I'll
you
look for
got,
you after the game to tell you
bro.
congratulations.
Man, listen, do the listen. I matter of fact, bro. I want you, Goat, and all the brothers, man. Listen, I do the show called the Kickback every Sunday, man. It's for everybody. We come in, man, no holds barred, just like y'all show. The Kickback is no hold barred. Man, y'all
Mhm.
come on in after the game, bro. We go chop it up with your fan base with the Panther Nation and Who That Nation and whoever else want to come on in. And we go discuss this game, bro. I'm telling you, bro, there's an opportunity, bro. You guys might pick up your second win. And guess what? They have a lot of um people in Who That Nation happy because that could be the final nail that gets Dennis Allen out of here. So again, my brother, thank you. Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Love the work you and the brothers doing over there, man. Tell everybody I say what's up, man. And till
Most
next time, bro. Look forward to seeing y'all Sunday, man. Matter of
All
fact,
right,
what I
Doc.
do, bro, I seen the link, bro.
Okay.
So y'all already have the link, bro.
Hey, works for me.
All right, my brother. Thank you again, bro. Have a good night.
All right, Doc.
All right, Doc. Later. All right, man. That was Brother Q from Black Panther Podcast, dropping signs and knowledge about those Carolina Panthers who we go head to head with this Sunday at the Superdome. All right. Listen, family, I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight as we preview the Panthers and the Saints. Listen, you got two organizations who are not going in the right direction. The Panthers have an excuse though. They have a rookie quarterback. They lack a lot of talent offensively. That's not the Saints' excuse. The Saints are just underachieved with this coaching staff for 2 years in a row. It's been painful to watch. It's been painful and frustrating to cover. But like always, who that for life? We'll be there. We'll be here this Sunday on the kickback. And also, I want to remind everybody to join us this Sunday morning on As the NFL Turns, our kickoff pregame show hosted by Zach and Nonfiction, a real sports fan, and Mr. Carlos Clayton of Undereducated Sports Talk, the one and only legendary Coach Rock, and yours truly, Dolph 17. We're live every Sunday morning, 10:05 a.m. Turn Fox off. Come on in, kick it with family. Listen, we're gonna have a good time, man. We're gonna get you ready for the day's action. We preview each game, and plus at the end of the show, one of our most favorite segments now is straight balling. Everybody's looking for that straight balling award. And by the way, I just want to tell everybody, this past week, I told everybody that the Cardinals, that Arizona was going to be Pittsburgh, and that's exactly what they did. I got one more comment. All right. All right. Dana says, call me crazy, but I think Caleb sabotaged his performance purposely to avoid being drafted by Chicago. Like he said himself, he has certain teams he wants to play for. All right. Appreciate it, Dana. Listen, family. I'm Dog 17. And I want to thank the PRO Media Network. Shout out to Big Q and the family. Shout out to everybody in there. Listen, there's 35 of us in here. Before you get out of here, hit that like bell. Share on your social media platforms. Keeping It Real Who That Sports podcast. And if you're not a member, you're here now. Go ahead, subscribe, support the platform. Listen, we got super chats, we got membership. Y'all already know. Come on in. And like always, love and who that. And we all family. Keeping It Real Who That Sports Pod. Legendary Coach Rock. Dog 17. Let's rock. Who that? Boss kick. Black and gold. Let's go. First and goal from the one. Best believe we go punch. Punching in. Get them punch. With them Saints. Watch us march. Down the field, down your throat. Keeping it real. Who? The sports. Breaking news, interviews. Open lines just for you. Call in, join in. Pale Nation, just win. B.I. Mount Zion, Coach Green. Oh my. CJ, JV, Trick or Trade. Jose. Keep it real, baby. Who that nation? How you doing? Come on in. Take a seat. Sit back. Relax. Put your feet up. Grab a drink. And let's talk Saint football. Y'all know what time it is. Time to keep it real. Let's go.